Hello everyone. Thank you for being here and being so excited. All of you are here because you made a choice today to be here. And I want to highlight the fact that this is going to be a start right moment for you today. So, the fact that you're here today, even just the fact that your physical body is here at this non-profit CEO summit, where you left behind those stagnant ways of the way you were and came questing for something new, something yet to be discovered, something yet unknown, or to discover the you that you haven't seen yet, proves you're intentional. You could have just continued in the comfort zone you all were once and simply continued to be a puppet to all those around you, puppeted by the limiting beliefs you have manifested so far. Well, no one escapes the zealotry of limiting beliefs. So the choice you made to be here today requires a breaking out of all that you have previously manifested and enter a territory of unmanifested. And it is that unmanifested territory which separates those who run their lives on autopilot to those who can design to lead their lives. And this is what makes us different, friends. You may not realize it. You may have come here through a random cause and effect, but still, forces both unknown and known have arrived together in this moment to create the you here. And with every breath you take, you're actually roaring. With every decibel you sound, you're actually declaring the mandates that the antiquated ways in which you are conditioned doesn't seem to work anymore. You have to realize what you're declaring to yourself. You'll have to separate yourself from what Kierkegaard referred to as the mass man. You have to be the one who is standing out from the crowd. So don't just sit hearing what I'm going to say today. Don't just sit here by happenstance. Whatever you're hearing, feeling, and thinking in this moment, own it, embody it. And by doing this, you'll be severing yourself from the cowardness of the crowd. Friends, by joining this non-profit CEO summit, you're entering into your own belief system to change it by yourself. I know people who have turned their hobbies into services and are successful in helping individuals and groups of people. Surely they may have had to sacrifice a steady paycheck for their happiness. But not one of them either turned back or gave up. So, while no job or a business is perfect for serving all people in all walks of life, the important thing to be is to be intentional in serving. And that intention is not going to be an accident. It has to germinate with a thought in your mind. About 100 years ago, a noble lady named Sitamma was famously known as the goddess of food and nourishment. She was so called because no traveler with hunger has ever left her village with an empty stomach. She used all her wealth to feed that hungry people and ended up in poverty and destitute. She had one dream to complete a pilgrimage, and she started her journey with that leftover money. In the middle of the journey, she met a poor family, and when she heard the father consoling and comforting his family, giving them a hope that they will reach a village very soon and they will get some food for sure, she turned back and reached her home and was ready with the food prepared for the family that was about to arrive with hope. Such was her intention to serve the humanity. She left a legacy behind. And even today, hundreds of hungry travelers get food for free from that house. Well, she didn't complete her pilgrimage, but certainly she attained significance. My dear friends, We always have expectations from our life. The question to ask ourselves, what life is expecting from us? And when you get an answer to it, you will realize that your life has a purpose to fulfill. Now, what does it take to fulfill your purpose and be successful? Ask around and you will find different answers to the formula of reaching the purpose. The truth is, life leaves clues. And you can reach the purpose by observing the common qualities and principles. They are simple and considered to be common sense. But most people simply do not follow them. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. Start with the first step and keep moving. You prepare, repair, and re-prepare. You must be ready to receive what you desire. Set your sights on the destination that you want to reach. Then work hard. Prepare for the moment where the opportunity knocks at your door. There is no substitute for hard work. You need to build your character and work hard on yourself and to achieve your purpose. Do the right things and do them in the right way. Do not procrastinate and take bold actions. Craft your legacy. While you work so hard, you may not win all the time. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. Do not see failures as failures. See them as important learning lessons. Now, by adopting this mindset of turning each failure into learning lesson or an opportunity, you can never fail until you yourself quit. So, let me ask you this question. What do you want to become when you grow up? I'm sure you were asked this question at least once when you were youngsters. But when asked this question, did you have an answer ready? Or did you need a few minutes to think about it? You all had dreams, isn't it? I had to. Dreams of becoming something great like a teacher, a fireman, an army person. As we grow up and time passes by, our tastes change. The way we look at the world around us changes. And so do our dreams. The irony is, when our dreams keep changing like this quite often, we hardly have any of them becoming real. Born in a family with financial struggles, with a total earning of less than $100 a month, many odds were stacked against me from my childhood. I wanted to become a teacher, but then my thoughts changed as I approached high school. I opted for electronics, but soon changed my thoughts to pursue mechanical engineering. After graduating, I had a chance to do a master's in Germany, but then a thought changed my mind to go for a job instead. I took a job in manufacturing, but then changed my thoughts to try information technology. You see, when my thoughts changed oftenly, I kept on hopping, and these decisions of mine left me unfulfilled. All those made me create an impression of myself as an average person with no hope of fulfilling my dreams. I started believing that I had to accept this lifestyle, living my life as it comes. It may sound unjust and you may feel it is a bold statement to make. But friends, it is true. It is true that I was programmed in so many ways to limit myself in how I think and how I act. Sooner, I got my first interest back in my mind. Triggering a new thought, I thought of starting an unconventional school to help youth develop a growth mindset and learn leadership with which the current education system has no focus on. Hey, those ideas are for rich people. How do you think you can take this up? Money is not growing on trees. Dude, who do you think you are? Just play the cards that you have dealt in your life. Are these verbal metaphors familiar to you? Well, certainly I was told all of these things, which encapsulated my mind, my beliefs, thoughts, and actions in a limited fixed mind. Later, as I learned, explored, and saved my experiences from those, I realized I cannot be what I want to be by remaining what I am. It was not until one day my dad asked a question. Son, are you doing what you wanted to do? Just a day before he left this world. That was a tsunami, a propelling movement in my mind. I realized that my dreams were where they were years ago. Well, this was not just a necessary thing, but inevitable for my shift. I had to go beyond my circumstances and unravel my true personality and come up building the courage to dream, to think, and to act, to lead my life the way I want. My life cannot be running on autopilot. It must be intentional. I loved the selfless service and help my dad gave to the society in spite of all those financial struggles without anticipating any remuneration. I dreamt of becoming something significant like that, with which I will be able to help people around me. Friends, the greatest power we all have is the power of mind. It is an actual fact that if you have been groping under unhappiness, you can think to be joyous and manifest the future state you want to be in instead. If you tend to be fearful, you can overcome the misery by thinking courageously. The whole trend and the quality of anyone's life is determined by the thoughts that are created in his mind. By creating these thoughts of your future state and manifesting them, you're proclaiming your desires to your subconscious mind. Once that subconscious mind gets to know your desires, it is going to do anything to manifest them in your conscious mind. The conscious mind fixes that as a goal. And if you're sincerely pursuing them, there is no reason why you shouldn't accomplish them. If you want to move ahead in your life towards its purpose, you will have to replace these limiting beliefs in your mind with possibilities. Most of us are not even aware that many of our thoughts, which we have about ourselves, are those limiting beliefs that hold us back. 13 years back, when I started sharing my intention to start a coaching business, my close people helped me learn a lot of lessons. The first independent business I started off was sued for a promise unfulfilled. When the resolution debates went on and I lost to the petitioner, the judge came to me and said, "Son, you weren't that good in defending yourself. You couldn't defend your stance, so you lost it. But I see something in you." After 2 years of deliberation and hard work, when I registered a company, I had to give more freebies than I could get more business revenue. I ended up in loans and liens to the extent that I had not the freedom to sell my car. One night, when I was having a discussion with my wife about our situations and the circumstances, she said, "You have been doing a lot of free shows. Nothing is working out. But you know what, Venkat? I see something in you. Keep doing that." Friends, it is okay to take hardships to develop that leadership in you, to keep moving in your life. If you're stuck in life, not knowing how you can be significant in serving the people around you, why not change your stance? Somewhere out there, there are people, situations, circumstances, life's realities that are inviting your zeal to serve. If you're already there, I applaud you. If not, realize that it may take some time to figure out what you really want to do and what you really want to become. And even more time actually to reach there. That's all right. That's perfectly all right. The greatest lesson I have learned so far in my experience is to always think what you do. Why is this important? Because thoughts create your emotions. These emotions generate your feelings. That feelings trigger your actions, and the actions are those which produce results. This is how you start right to end right. And when you do so, you end up being significant in more ways than one. Life itself becomes more interesting and fun. When you get a thought to serve, friends, nurture that, enhance that. Take it to action and turn your thoughts to things. I can tell you from experience that thinking and doing what you love is absolutely worth it, every step of the way. All of this shift in my mind, the way I think now, the way those thoughts trigger my emotions and feelings, the way the feelings propel me to take actions and produce results to reflect on, has helped me to become a more stronger and a happier person. By doing that, I now not only know my destination, but also I'm figuring out a design with which I can reach there. Feeling in charge of my destiny, well, there is just no greater feeling. I spent the majority of my time studying, applying, and teaching the principles of human potential and help people think success. Today, I run programs and conduct workshops with a value to add value to people. This was the dream I had during my childhood. It took long to turn these thoughts into things, but I did. And this is the power of the mind. Friends, thoughts are the preamble of everything. I am now able to lead my life by design, not just live by default. And I'm able to do this only by changing the way I think. So, my dear friends, train your mind in a way that it sees good in everything. Find a way to create thoughts in the direction of what you want to do. Do what you love and love what you do, whatever that may be. You'll be happier for it, trust me. And I promise you'll never look back. Thank you.